Hi folks, welcome back to the shop here at Project Pine Hills. Today we're talking about this Klein Tools 6-in-1 impact flip socket set. You can see here the part number is 32933M. You can see here what the socket sizes are. You can freeze frame that and check it out. Look here at the bottom, you can see it's metric sockets. It's got a 5-inch shank that's magnetic. Quick look at the back, you can see what Klein Tools it's compatible with. It tells you right here at the top, and it's made in Taiwan. Now you can see here that this metric socket set is an update to the SAE version that Klein came out with. They have a nearly identical part number. The original part number was 32933G. This is the metric version. As you can see how these two come. You've got this one in metric, this one in SAE. There's been a lot of requests to have this in metric, and you see Klein came out with this for that. I'll have a link in the description. You can check it out. Originally, Klein came out with this 7-in-1 flip socket set with handle. Part number here is 32900, and we're going to check all three of these out real quick. But this was the original version. Klein then updated with this one, and now we have the metric version. Now you can see here I have all of these impact flip socket sets together here. The original socket set is here on the left. You can see it has the 11/32. Then Klein came out with the 9/16 version right here, got rid of the 11/32, and now the new metric version is here on the right. Now you'll notice here on the original version the sockets were a little bit bigger. You notice this is a more gradual taper. All these sockets on the original set have a thicker wall. Klein then came out with a more compact version here that had the 9/16. You can see they've made all these sockets smaller to fit in the tighter spaces, and now we have the metric version. And here's a look at the metric socket rail. You can see we have sizes 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, and 14, all color coded, all laser etched. If you look at these socket rails, and we'll compare this to the other one. So just taking a look here at the two newer versions, you can see the metric's very similar to the newest SAE version, except you can notice here on the 14mm, this one is not cut and tapered. They could have milled this out, but they chose not to. You can see they did mill out the 9/16 once you got below the actual socket depth. Down here where it's solid material, they milled this out. They didn't do it here on the 14mm, but then as you go up, you'll see the sockets are very similar. The 9/16 and the 12mm are milled out basically at the same place. 3/8 and the 10mm, same thing. You come up here and look at the 8mm and the 5/16, pretty much the same area in which it was milled out as well. Now if you look at these socket rails real quick, you can see they have the same design here with no beveled edge here at the edge of the socket. They both have a magnet inside. So the same design here on both of these. On this original Klein 7-in-1, you could take a 1/4-inch bit, put it in the tip here on the 1/4-inch socket. You could slide this socket up, and you can see it would slip right up around the bit. You can drive these 1-inch long 1/4-inch bits with this driver. If we look at the new metrics driver, it has that same position where it can click. If I push this up, you'll hear it click, and you'll see here it has that same etched-in screwdriver head marking there for like Phillips 2. And I can take this Phillips bit off and I can put it in here, and you can see that it'll hold it. Now, of course, there's a little bit of play in here, and of course you can see that, but it still holds just well enough to where, and magnetically it's kept there, where in a pinch you could use this to drive 1-inch bits. It will hold the bit there. You can move it. It's not so loose that you couldn't actually drive these bits, but you can tell it's not really made for that. It doesn't fit solidly like a regular 1/4-inch socket would, of course. But I wanted to point out that it does have that notch where it does click into place. Now, if you're not familiar with these flip sockets, really this rail is about stowing the sockets. So I can take one of these bigger sockets off. I can take off the end socket, slide it up on the shaft here and stow it if I want to. I can flip it out here, and now I have a 14mm socket here. You can see the magnet is in there, it's still usable. It can hold this bolt. No problem right there in the socket, but that's how it works. Now here I have the rails of both the SAE and the metric socket set. You can see they're identical. You can see there's an M here on the end of the metric version. It also has J11 on it, as was J6 on the original one, but otherwise they're identical. Taking a look here at the tip of these, you can see same magnet design here on the end. So the shanks are identical 5-inch shanks, and they're interchangeable. Of course, this new Klein 6-in-1 impact flip socket is compatible with the Klein Tools 14-in-1 adjustable. Just pull down the collet. You can drop it right in there, no problem. And of course, you know, it's designed to work with your impact as well. Stow the sockets here, use what's on the end, of course. And of course, you can drive this with this Annex ball grip that we recently reviewed on the channel. You can just pop it right in there, clicks into place. Now you have a ratcheting driver for your metric sockets. And you can also use the 8-in-1 stubby, which fits perfect in this 10 flip socket set here from Klein. But you can take this 8-in-1 stubby, put it down, and of course it clicks right on there as well. So it's a good handle to have to drive these sockets. There you have it, folks, the new Klein Tools 6-in-1 impact flip socket set in metric. I know a lot of you have been asking for metric, and rightfully so. This is the answer to that. I'll have a link in the description. Let me know if you're interested in this metric set. Is this something that's going to help you out versus just having the SAE? Please remember to like and subscribe. All these actions help me to continue to bring content to you here on the Project Pine Hills channel. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next video.